Penis.
Today we talk Eddie Long, Harlem, Kidnapping, Seahawks, Black Lady Liberty, Steve Harvey, DraftKings, Inauguration, Obama's new Jays, which are nice, and more on today's Headlines with Headliners.
Aren't we good? Oh, we're back.
Oh, yeah, wait. Got the
I want to say happy
Turn it up just a little bit.
to Kanisha.
We're going to get some bars out of Tehran
crossing.
today.
It's my my Zaydiversary. Hey, Zaydiversary.
Hey.
Do you going to freestyle, Nene? Give me 4 bars.
4 bars.
Ready, go.
Satisfied. It's my birthday,
Yeah.
and I'm turning up. Got my dabs in the air, kitty, yeah, what's up?
Hey.
Lead to the fire, and it ain't no lie. I'm trying to get down with some fine new pies.
Hey. Nothing, Tehran? Go ahead. Yeah, you was ready to go.
In a bathroom when I enter, like 3 Arabs, 2 planes, the World Trade Center.
Hey, the bomb.
Why do I have to go to some terrorist
The
shit?
bomb.
I don't know, but the last time we freestyled, you did that.
Yeah,
so
that's my-
I feel like those are your go-to
That's
2
my
bars.
go-to. That's it.
That's a secret message.
Yeah, I'm like, he said enter. Let's see what he runs with.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to go too?
Hey.
Okay, we go. Yeah. Nene kicking the flow, and I wish she would back up, because her flow in it talking about she wants a cap up. I don't do that. You already know what I do, because I'm in the building repping my purple with the Q's.
Ah,
Huh?
yeah.
I put it together nicely.
It was a thing.
Y'all don't mess around.
Y'all
Wilding
don't
out
even know.
on MTV.
Y'all don't even know. I actually used to have bars.
What did you do?
Yeah, Alcatraz.
Bars.
Right?
That's not even funny though.
Bars of gold.
Oh,
Bars.
sorry, it's Guantanamo. That's where they put you.
Bars.
Right? I was locked up at one point.
But kill everybody.
Akbar. Yeah, that's the bar.
Yeah.
Akbar.
I actually won several freestyle competitions, and then I stopped, and I'm gonna tell you why. I stopped.
How old were you at this time?
Nah, this is when I was like, I was 22.
Okay, so this is
22
recent.
Savage.
It's like, 7, 8 years ago. But
Yeah.
the thing about it is, I actually stopped once I started doing comedy. I just stopped rapping. And I'm actually, another thing I'm about to put away, and I've been thinking about it, is basketball. And I mean, I played college ball. Like, I played ball. And now I'm thinking I might want to just stop playing ball.
It's a great
Why?
physical activity for men and women.
Because, last time, and this is real, I'm in this, you actually probably know about this comedy league that a lot of people are in on Saturdays with Juice and them.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, I caught you just catch your last dunk. Like, I just knew that was it. Like, I just feel
You
like.
dunked it. It was like, that was too hard.
It was just too, it's a feeling of fear that I'd never had before.
Okay.
And now I actually have, I have something to lose. Like, I remember being in high school. I thought I was
Jordan.
Kobe,
Right.
Jordan, Johnson. I thought so I didn't have any fear catching an oop or going up. It didn't matter what was going on.
Right.
I wasn't afraid of being hurt.
Right.
So then you get to college and then you actually do get hurt. You get hurt. Actually, I'm gonna be very real. I had a Sprite commercial moment where I went for a dunk on a play and hit the rim and just fell back.
Ooh.
And I felt a little then, and then I sprained my ankle for the first time in a game. And
Recently?
I was 6 years, but I never played the same ever since then.
Right.
So basically, you're a grandfather, and you're
I'm
nervous
just
that you're
feel
gonna
like-
slip
Well, you
again.
play
I
with
just
fear,
feel-
and that's a different kind
Yeah.
of player.
It's a different thing, and it's something I've even seen comedians go up on stage and have that once they've jumped the shark in their career, where you are in a zone, and then one day you're no longer in that zone. You have so much pressure on being the best, where you're no longer just being
gosh,
free on
yes.
stage, where you're afraid to not be amazing, and now you're not amazing. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
I do that to myself.
So I mean, that
Well, I
really
think
happens.
physically it's different than the comedy thing, but it does apply on this level for sure.
I don't feel, my body isn't feeling it, because a lot of people are talking, I'm sore. Actually, I play and don't feel hurt.
No, but this is a thing. Every
Exactly. I'm
rehabilitated
afraid.
player has this.
It's a mental.
Do you
it's
know
a
how
mental
scared
condition.
I am to twerk again? Come on now. My knee is messed up. I'm getting ready to go to Cabo and Puerto Vallarta, and all I want to do is twerk, and I know that I can't. I live with fear. I'm not picking up no more white women and bouncing them in the air.
And that's the
so
thing.
I'm just be
Allegedly.
laying on the beach. Allegedly.
I feel like we weren't talking about twerking, but that
But it is
was-
a fear.
I mean,
I
it's
was
our
a
fear.
twerker. I love to twerk.
Why
and
are we
now I'm
so
scared
loud
to
in the
twerk.
headphones right now? What did you turn up?
I turned it up. I turned you up in your headphones.
Yeah.
Like a
I was
rapper.
like,
Turn my
turn me
headphones
up in the
Well, I
headphones.
can go back. I was just looking for mine because I like it a little louder.
Hold on. Who said that line? Turn me up in the headphones.
Every rapper has
no,
got
who
that.
who said Eminem? Was it Eminem? Turn me up in the headphones.
KRS-One.
Turn me up in the headphones. I think
Yes.
Eminem said it in the
There's no way
song?
Eminem said it before KRS-One.
No, I don't think he said it before, but that's the
think
one.
Rakim said
Turn me. What's the song? I'm thinking of a specific song. Eminem. This is where it's going. Is my
Well, I
memories
do
going?
know they go turn my headphones up, and it was a Dave Chappelle sketch, and then the Dylon.
Dylon's popping.
So
Turn me up in the
side
headphones.
note, it is my
Loud.
birthday. I do want to
You're
say that
crossing
again.
your
My
Zeta
Zeta
birthday.
birthday. And my Founders Day was yesterday. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated.
Congratulations
And I am
to
now
you.
14 years old.
Look at God.
Look at
14 years
gold.
of Zeta. Look. And you're repping just to rep, or is there a significant?
I'm just out, I guess.
Yeah, he is
I
out.
just doing my Q stuff real quick.
Your Q.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Or the
Yes,
Q
it is.
side. Listen, we got to take some pictures while we got our stuff on like this. Before we were on the air, we were talking about this. Tehran says he's not dressed for the picture. I say, even if we rescheduled it, he would still wear that. So
Actually, you know the funny thing is, I just want my shirt that has my face on it.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
all that's missing?
it.
That's all that's missing. Like I don't feel like I have enough Tehran gear. I ain't got no type shirt that I made up.
can't you just
Yeah.
like close the robe?
Nah, it needs to be the
Hold
Tehran
on to it like a
face.
boss, you know what I'm saying? And then just take your pictures?
A boss. This is like an old white English lady. Like,
Yeah, you get.
I mean, you're wearing a
Photoshop.
robe like an old white English lady.
yo,
So what do you
I rock this everywhere.
You
I
do.
understand.
I love it.
Yeah, I go out. I'm chilling.
Like
Well,
a villain.
Speaking
All
of
right,
chilling, for a long time, let's get into story number one. Bishop Eddie Long is dead. Sometimes controversial Bishop Eddie Long, pastor of New Birth Missionary Church in Georgia, has died of cancer at the age of 63, which is not good. In the past 30 years, Long grew his congregation from 300 to 30,000. During the long time, Long was subject to a Senate investigation regarding personal profit from his church, as well as several civil rights suits regarding inappropriate activities with underage male parishioners. He is, which is not good. He is survived by his wife of 27, Vanessa Long, and his 4 children and his 3 grandchildren.
Wife for 27 years. She not 27. 27 years. I think they've been married. Which is a long time. I mean, that's sad. I feel the worst for Vanessa. Because that's his wife, 27 years. I wouldn't imagine what it's like to be with the same person for, basically half my life, and then that person no longer exists. But she might feel free.
I
We
was
don't
gonna
know.
say we don't know what she feels. Sometimes you be staying there for the look. A lot of the stuff that he was that was. Is it alleged or did they find? I don't know what it was, but
Well, he settled with the kids.
so he settled with kids. So some
outside
funny
of-
activity was happening. Let's just say that. Then he was going out of the country having funny activity happening. And for you, maybe she's like, look at God working. You know what I'm saying? We don't never know. Sometimes she might have known, waiting for him to go so she can collect all the leftovers. I don't know, but I don't know. I feel very indifferent about this story because it is somebody that died and I should feel bad for him and sad, but sometimes karma is a mother freaker. So I don't know.
I mean, I know of the controversy of Eddie Long. I do think if he brought anyone to God, that's a blessing, right? If there's a call, because people nowadays, we think of God so a lot of people think of the calling to God as almost a bad thing. Like, you're stupid for thinking about God. I have a lot of respect for people who have strong faith, as long as that faith is a positive faith.
Okay, but let me go into that. You say that, so if he brought one person to God but deterred another 3,000, then what is better? You know what I'm saying? Because when you do stuff like this, man makes God and religion and all these things. This is a deterrent, because then a lot of people saying, well, we forgive him and we love him, and they're so blindly following him, but he was wrong. And you can't just keep using the forgiveness of the Lord. Well, I'm going to be forgiven. You're responsible for souls, so your damnation is going to be 1,000 times worse. And I feel like it's a negative on the Christian community, the religious community. God, whether you believe in religion or not, this is somebody who's representing God, and this is somebody who is speaking for God. And God would not, this is not what the stuff he was doing was not of the Lord. And devil could read scriptures. Come on now, they know the scriptures. Demons know scriptures better than we do. So
Yeah, but if he repented and all that, and he's good, right?
I don't know how many times. What if he didn't repent on that last one out? I don't know.
We don't know, but you can live a
wonder.
life full of sin, and then right at the end,
Say
the Lord's Prayer,
You
ask
have
for
to
forgiveness
mean
and
it.
be in
You have
heaven.
to
But you
mean
have to mean
It's
it.
within
That's the
faith.
difference.
You can't just expect that. You have to mean it. Like that's how faith in God and the religion and the religious aspect works. The whole spiritualness is that I'm saying this with all sincerity within my heart, and I apologize, and you repent. I wonder if he went to hell or
there's
heaven.
people who do it.
I wonder if he went to hell.
That's what I was going to ask you guys. But I think there's people who do it so that they don't want to go to hell. which is different than wanting to go to heaven.
And I say that all the time. This
Yeah.
is
Does it make sense?
It definitely
100%.
makes sense. That's why people always go, well, God knows my heart, which I think is a big thing. And he knew his heart, and he knew what his heart was. And when you're responsible for souls, is different than me going out and doing. You're responsible for souls. You're responsible for being a leader. You're putting yourself. You're saying God has spoken to you. God has asked you to lead these people, but look at how you're making him look. So I think that's a big difference, and I think you are held to a higher standard, and you will get, whatever's coming to you, which might have been this early death and this cancer and things like that. And I'm not saying everybody who has something wrong with them
people live a long
they
time
do be living, but this shit is I don't know. It's something we just honestly don't know.
But I think it's great that it brought to light this whole negative connotation about pastors. There is a huge, even in the white community, but especially in the black community, a history and a culture almost of pastors who take advantage of their parishioners.
No. Not just parishioners. Little boys.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about sexually. I'm talking about financially. I haven't even gotten to the sex. Listen, there is no excuse.
Come on now.
In my world, there is no excuse where
for this.
A male or female adult takes advantage of a male or female person underage. And because a lot of times we think it's cute when the hot teacher sleeps with the underage male student.
Underage and kids is different things.
Exactly. Underage to me is kids. If you're under the age of 18, I'm telling you, we may think
I don't know.
of people
Have you seen
as
some
adults.
of these 17-year-olds?
Sure. When you're 17
and a half.
When you're 17 and your significant other, partner, or person who you're dating is 19, that's a different conversation. If they're 20, that's a different. But if they're 28, now we have a conversation. Now there's a problem. If that person is 35, we should have there's a problem. There's no need there should be no situation, even if they are 17 but look grown. I don't appreciate that on any level whatsoever.
Right.
I'm not even getting to that point because that's just all wrong. To me, it's the financial part of the pastors in the black community who are taking these tithings and buying private jets and huge mansions and saying, well, the Lord is given unto me. Well, that's an interesting concept. Have they really? Because from what I remember in the Bible that I've read several times, the Lord's Son, according to the Bible, received nothing, actually, and gave away everything that he had. And that was,
well, you got one good foot rub.
he did
Kind of spurred everything off.
it was a really good foot
rub.
He threw a hell of a party, too, water in the wine.
Okay.
Come on now.
He got a $40,000 foot rub.
Hilarious.
That set everything off.
But that's what I mean. Like, I don't understand that culture of taking from the community and not actually giving back. Now, I don't know if these pastors, I don't know if you guys feel like these pastors are actually giving back either.
Well, I think there's some, and it sucks because those are the ones that get highlighted, the ones that don't, or the ones that overspend in these super mega churches and 10 cars and things like that. I think it's terrible because the person sitting in your congregation just gave you their last and their their lights are off. And people do get help and assistance from the church, but I feel like there's not enough money going back into the church. But I had a pastor in Seattle who, Pastor Manaway, was fantastic. We didn't even everybody had their tithes, but they didn't even do collection plate. There was a thing in the back, and if you wanted to leave the money, and he preached more relationship over religion and things like that.
But he's not getting the shine that these pastors are getting.
He's not getting that shine.
They're not rolling up in the Rolls Royces, which in some ways is something that leads people to God. They see these fantastic things and these tithings, and they're like, I want this, and maybe my pastor got us to that.
There's plenty of people tithing because you're supposed to get it back tenfold. Like, that's their motivation.
Yes.
And I disagree with that as well. I've always had a theory in my mind where I say, let's pretend that heaven and hell are real. 100%.
Let's do it.
Right? And then there are people that do good because they want to go to heaven, and then people know if they do bad, they go to hell. But let's remove heaven. There is no heaven. Everyone goes to hell. In that case, the person who still does good, knowing that no matter what, they're going to go to hell, that's the person to me that deserves to actually go to heaven. Because there is no motivating factor. Their motivation factor comes from within self.
Oh, yeah. I do a lot of good that is not to get into heaven. It's just I love helping people.
I mean, that's more noble, but at the end of the day, the Bible describes heaven in an envious way. A way that you can envy wanting to be there. Streets paved with gold.
But it's not supposed to be because envy is one of the sins. So the concept is that you're supposed to want to go there.
No, envy of another man.
No, I understand that. But we're supposed to elevate beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's not, the concept isn't, I want to go to heaven because heaven's fantastic. It's because I want to go to heaven because I should earn it. I should deserve it. And I'm the worst. Sometimes I give like homeless people money, thinking, yo, what if this is Jesus come back? I'm just giving him $1 just in case. I think things like that all the time. Like I'm like, what if I'm supposed to give this person $1,
Yes.
but because I gave them $1, I win the lottery tomorrow. I say this stuff to myself all the time. I'm not, and the thing, I'm not even Christian. Like that's the least of the 3 religions within my bloodline, right?
Okay.
So it's like I still think these things. So I can only imagine what it's like for someone who actually is a person who goes to church all the time. Have you ever been to Mosaic Church that's on La Brea in Hollywood?
No.
Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard of it? So I've gone to Mosaic Church because I enjoy the concept of religion a lot. I enjoy it. I think false man-made religions which lead to death and violence and all this negativity in the world, those aren't good, right? But the concept of religion, the pureness of it is great. I went to this church, Mosaic, and the pastor comes out. First of all, they have a band, like a rock band, like U2 playing when you walk in. Everyone dressed it's a come as you are church, right?
So it's white.
It is white.
Got it.
Mostly, right?
That's what that means. It's
but
code for, you better put on some clothes and be sharp coming up in here.
People come look like they're coming from the club, and forget the club. There are so many girls at this place. I love this place, right? So then they're playing the band, and you come in, it's like, Jesus loves you. And then the pastor comes out, it's like, hey, what's up, bro? I'm Pastor Brad, you know what I'm saying? How's everyone doing tonight? Yeah, I know. I see a lot of beautiful bitches in the place. You know who else?
What?
Bitches? Jesus. I mean, he doesn't say bitches, but I feel like that's the basic tone.
I need your examples to be closer to real life. I was like, what church? Another arm came up. Is that?
You know what the funniest thing is? I took my buddy George, who I have the show Imperfect Gentleman. You know George. I took George to the church, and he's a pastor's son. His father has a church, and he was offended by the casualness of this church. He was offended. He
Well,
thought
I'll
he
tell
was
you right now,
sinning.
I'm not going to name a church, but there's a specific church in LA that is
The one church?
I'm going to go my story too. Go ahead.
There's a church, I'm not saying names, but it is in dire need of some elders. And the reason you need elders is because you need somebody to pull the women to the side. Baby, you can't wear that to church.
It's like the 21 Savages.
This young man is trying to focus on the Lord. You got all of that out that the Lord gave you, and he focused on that, not the word, baby. At least to your knee. At least to the knee.
Yeah, you used to put your hands next to it and for it to come down.
No knee wrinkles should be visible in front of the Lord.
You know what's interesting? I don't know if I agree with that because as a man, it's not a woman's fault if she has curves and she's wearing what she wants. I don't have to look at her as a sexual creature.
No,
I don't have to.
You don't have to, but
I'm
as
not
a
gonna
woman,
blame
you
women.
also do have responsibility for where you're going. That's just like even
No,
as a man.
I'm
You're
not
gonna-
finna let you to play devil's advocate on that. No. If somebody is hella thick rocking the catsuit dead in front of you, it's hard to just focus on
It
God.
is hard, but you know what? I need to take responsibility.
listen,
No more boys
and I'll give you this.
Boys. No, I'm gonna be a man. I'm
Even
not
as
gonna
a
pick
woman, though, I'm gonna look too. I just feel like you have a certain responsibility.
We don't
to dress
judge
where
men the
you're
same
going.
way. If men go,
If you went to
gray
church
sweats?
in gray sweats, I'm looking for Psalms 3:16. You know what I'm saying? I'm
He
looking.
knows what you want.
But yes, all I'm saying
See, I
is, you
can't go
as
in the
a
back
woman,
row? Okay.
as a woman, you and a man, you have a responsibility to wear clothes fitting your situation. I'm not coming in that to my grandmother's funeral. You shouldn't be at that in church. I'm not gonna walk into a job interview in pajamas. Like there's things that
You're
you have
talking
to.
like-
I feel
Obviously,
like,
you're
first of all,
attacking me.
I feel like we're not right about Psalms 3:16.
I just
hilarious.
want to just go back. Like I said something for the Bible, and I know that's not Psalms 3:16.
all I know is John
Hilarious.
3:16.
Nobody's holding up Psalms 3:16. Psalms 33.
I think
Real.
Psalms 3:6. I don't know. It's from the WrestleMania. He always
Yeah. Well, what
Oh
about
my
Deuteronomy?
do unto others as others do to you. Listen.
How about this?
But no, let me tell you this real quick, even with church, because I have to tell this church story. I tried to go to church here. What I've noticed is I can't do church here. There's a lot of money hungry places, and that's not how I came from. But I was going to volunteer to be in the choir, and in order to get in the choir at a very big popular church here, you needed headshots and you needed a resume. And I was totally blown away by that. I was like, why does it look like what I sing for the Lord? If I have a gift and I want to give him that, why do I need to have what churches I've sang at before and stuff like that? So I don't like the church culture in
Nate,
LA.
you know what that means, right? She didn't get the audition. She didn't book it.
I didn't
like
even-
went
no,
in there,
I didn't wanna
she
sing
went
at
in
this
there and was
church.
like,
I didn't want to sing at the
hey,
church.
she didn't get it. Now she bitter.
No, I'm not bitter. I think
Who
that's
hurt you?
absolutely disgusting.
No, but it's a big deal.
No.
Yeah, there's people getting full scholarships for choir.
Okay, but a headshot and a resume to
gotta
sing
have
the
it.
Lord? No.
You're
Where
going
were
to
you
church.
trained? Are you classically trained? What choir were you already in? What appearances has you had? Who have you sang with?
It's
They
because
need to be
when
able
you're-
to vouch for you.
When you're singing in that choir,
Yeah.
you're also probably in front of a bunch of producers and label people.
I don't
and
care,
they,
but
they
and
want
that don't have nothing
that
to do with
opportunity.
religion, and that don't have nothing to do
I
with
understand,
religion.
but church has always been about networking, and that's for sure.
That don't
Because
have
I'll
nothing
tell
to do
you,
with
at the
religion.
synagogue, you have to be. There's a lot of synagogues in LA that you have to become a member of because of the powerful people that are members, and you get a lot of connections based on the
Yeah.
synagogue you become.
The
a
specific
member of,
synagogue
and it
that you
costs
rock with.
A lot. I don't know if church costs membership, but synagogues have membership.
And they got the
fees.
money for it, so don't nobody care.
Yeah.
So I don't know if church. Do you guys have a membership?
There can be. It just depends on the church.
Yeah.
Because synagogues, you have to pay. It's
Some
of them
people
are
aren't
very,
eligible
very
for
healthy.
membership until they've paid a certain amount of tithes.
That's what,
And they
I mean,
track all of that because
it's
that's what the envelopes is more than just a way to hide how much you're putting in. It's a way to track how much.
Yeah.
So you
it's
can
just
deduct it from
interesting.
your taxes. The churches do all of that.
So do we think that churches take money from people? Like, is that the consensus here? I want to know.
I'd like to say no, but I mean,
reality of it is.
even my church back home, I'm like, man, come on, man, how long we gonna build this little park for the kids behind the church, man? You know, we got a
38
slide that
years.
leads to nowhere. So yeah,
Yes.
here's what I want to do. Just before we go into the next story, is I want to pull up the picture that we have of Eddie Long, and I want you guys to look at it and say what he's looking at, like in a thought. This is a joke, and what do you see?
To me, he's looking at that girl that was half dressed, thinking to himself, Psalm 316.
The Lord, my
Well-
There
shepherd.
is no Psalm 316, but
The
if
Lord
there
is my
was,
shepherd.
Lordy, Lordy, Lordy.
Well, he thinks he's looking at the girl, and I think he's looking at the girl's son. So,
Oh, wow.
little John. Well, what is he about 3 to 16?
I think he's just saying like they call me Long for a reason, pimpin'.
hey.
Because it's a long way to hell.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's a heck of a little
So we're
outfit he got on
saying
though.
so we're on a consensus that he was a bad person.
Nah, man, I don't know. I can't say that.
I don't know
I
either.
tell you right
I
now,
think
it's
he
not
made
for me to.
very bad decisions. Whether who he is as a person, I know that he made some terrible decisions,
Mm-hmm.
and he should be held accountable for those, whether it's in this world or the next.
I think it's the next world's responsibility, not mine to judge him.
I hope people write in the comments below and let us know what you guys
These
think.
are
'cause this
so
is so real.
small. Story number 2. Speaking of small things, a 12-year-old boy allegedly followed a fellow student to the train station and pulled a gun on her Tuesday in East Harlem when she would not give him a chicken nugget from her McDonald's. She is said to have pushed the gun away, savage, and reported the incident the next day to the school officials. The boy was arrested and is currently in juvenile detention on gun possession and attempted robbery charges over chicken.
Chicken
Nuggets from
nuggets.
McDonald's.
That's not gonna go well. Hey, what you in here for, cuz? This little girl didn't give me a chicken nugget, bro.
Yo, I mean, he's 12. He's a
It's a
12-year-old
principle.
boy. This is learned behavior. He has seen someone act in this manner, whether it's outside, but clearly, obviously, inside the home because he had access to a gun.
I don't know if that's
All I want to know is
I don't know if that's where people are getting exposed to gun issues like that. I think a lot of this stuff has to do with movies, video games, it's just in general.
the internet.
Yeah. You see people
mannequin
toting guns
challenges.
way more.
Did you ever play Grand Theft Auto?
See?
I
Did
played
you?
Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
Did you carjack someone?
You can't even get out of level 1 without jacking somebody.
No, did you carjack
It's
someone
called
in real life?
Grand Theft Auto.
In
But
real
no,
life,
can
did
I
you
jump
carjack
on
someone?
that? Can I jump on that? When Grand Theft Auto had first came out, I played for almost 24 hours. And I remember going outside and I wanted to punch people in the back of the head. And I told myself, I said, I'm an adult and I want to do the things that I just sat up and did on that video. I fear for kids that grow up playing from 5 and up. It made me aggressive.
yeah.
And I never played Grand Theft Auto after that day to this day.
But can I be real, Kanisha?
Yes.
You're a violent person. Like, I see you want to punch people in the back of the
Right,
head
but
at a beach party.
just because that's your nature, it's one. If it's in your nature, it's not good to nurture that part of
And
her.
if you're in a
I'll
violent
be honest. If
environment,
like say I play Call of Duty for a while, right, which is a decent escape from a bunch of stuff that's going on.
which
but,
used to be to train military to kill. Anyway, go ahead. Those types of games.
didn't know that, but
yeah.
but I'm just saying, like, you're entering the virtual world and there's people shooting at you and you're looking to shoot people and they're all over the screen. And when you're in the game, they're almost all the way to your peripherals. After you play long enough, you can literally leave your house and you notice stuff in your peripherals you would not have been seeing on a regular basis. Like, I played Call of Duty, then went to the movie theater and was like, hold up. Like, I saw somebody in the theater 2 rows behind me out of the corner of my eye that I didn't recognize in the dark. Because I've been playing the game. My eyes have been being trained for it. So all of that stuff affects you. If my peripherals are stronger, or if Nene wants to hit somebody in the back of the head, video games actually do influence that stuff.
And-
I don't know if his dad
But
is
if
just
there
at
was
the
a
house.
movie theater shooting, I bet you are going to be glad you played that Call of Duty.
You would
For
be
sure.
glad, but people don't understand these types of games that
There's
have been
brain
more
games.
developed. The games were originally to desensitize the military for killing. So if these are games that we use to desensitize freaking fighters, what do you think they're doing to kids over and over again? You know what I'm saying? So then you're living in an environment where shooting somebody over a nugget, you might as well try to get all the nuggets, not a singular nugget after this. Yes, this is what
This is about
what it leads to.
rejection and principle.
Yeah.
This is, hey, let me get a chicken nugget. If I had chicken nuggets, I would give you a nugget.
Yes.
No, these are my nuggets. I'm sorry, what? No, ugly boy, these is my nuggets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How ugly am I now? Clock, clock. You weren't talking all that, but now,
And then she pushed the gun away.
boy, stop.
There
All
were
right,
people-
fine. I'll go get my own nuggets.
There
Then
were
she snitched
witnesses.
the next day.
Yeah.
There were witnesses.
No, there wasn't none.
No, there
She
were-
told.
No, she
there
went and told the
wasn't.
school officials. However, there were witnesses because the boy started showing the gun to other people on the train and things like that. It wasn't just her.
See, this is a young person with
Trying to
too
show
much
off.
power.
Yeah.
With wielding that gun. Like, that's the reason why you have to take classes and learn about gun control before you just strap. Who gun was it? Who gun did he have that he's 12? Because he's way below the age
Exactly,
to
that's
even
what I'm
be
saying. He
totally
had a
one.
Get that
parent's
stuff
gun. I
outside.
feel like he had a
I
parent's
mean,
gun.
but you don't know that. It could be a siblings, a cousins. It could be he could have found
He
it.
could have found that outside.
This is in New York. This
'Cause
is
he
in
obviously-
Jackson. No, where's this at?
In Harlem.
East Harlem. Come on, man.
First
People
of
dumping
all,
pistols in East Harlem.
Yeah, they do. He didn't buy it because obviously if he had money, he would have got some nuggets. Right? So
He would have got himself some nuggets.
I'm just glad that that's what he did instead of trying to run up and rob an actual McDonald's.
yeah, yes, that's true. That I'm glad she was able to push it away. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
That could have been horrible.
That
He-
could
she-
have been-
he
I
I
could've
don't think this
fired.
was about shooting.
No, I'm just saying, but even on accident, if you're holding a gun, pushing it out the way, anything, I'm just glad that it went the way that it went, and hopefully, he can get some type of counseling or whatever he needs to not want to
They
pull
need to
guns on
find out
people
whose gun
on
this
chicken
is.
nuggets.
This is what we need to find out, and I'll let you guys get it popping. What nationality is this person? Tehran?
I mean, I know.
No. Well, then don't guess. Kanisha?
Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but I was gonna say black.
Were you?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably a little Puerto Rican kid. Had some adobo. He just didn't have no chicken nugget.
You said Harlem? Oh, this is like a Haitian.
East Harlem.
East Harlem, Haitian. This is a Haitian.
Think so? Mm-hmm. You've been to East Harlem? Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're all.
They're not all
Tehran,
Haitian.
what is it?
They're black.
There you go.
Haitians are black.
So we're Puerto Ricans.
And
We're
it
both
was-
right.
It was a sad, tragic affair that happened, and I think it's sad because as a kid, we had a much better youth
Yes.
than these kids now. There are people now going around punching old people in the face, calling it
Oh
a
my
knockout.
gosh, I
That's the
hate
most
that.
ruthless
That's
thing
a
you can do.
game, a challenge.
It's a game. It's
And
a
they're
challenge,
doing
and
it,
people
and
are
I've
doing it,
seen it.
especially on the East Coast, D.C., New York,
Knockout.
They punch older people, like I'm talking about
Defenseless
60, 70,
people.
Yes.
on video for it's knockout. They punch them one hit and see if they can knock them out. So this is like a ruthless culture. It's this world star culture that I've seen because
Yes.
everyone does it for the Vine. Everyone's doing it for the gram. They're
I
doing it for
don't
the
want
notoriety.
to. I don't want to brand World Star.
But a lot
And say this
it's
is a
not
culture.
Just, no, but it is. It's and not just World Star because I feel like World Star is targeted toward the urban community, but just Instagrams, anything.
If World
whatever
Star
color
had
it is.
fights, like staged fights, then maybe that would
But
make
see,
sense.
but
But
World
just the
Star-
fact that it's somewhere you can watch
But
it.
it gives you,
Sure.
it makes you want to record. It makes you not want to step in. A lot of people don't step in and break stuff up over that. Or a lot of people don't talk people out. Or a lot of people go out to start mess. Just
Right,
like
but
they-
I wouldn't
they
say
also-
that. But I wouldn't say that they're directly responsible for the behavior.
They're not directly responsible for the
Indirectly, I'll give you that.
Yes, but they provide that outlet so people want that. Just like you're talking about the old people. They also in Chicago have the mob, and it's like 50, 60 people. They run into a fair, they run into the store, and they
Take
yell out
everything.
mob, and they just start beating up
Yeah,
everybody, and
everybody.
then run. The police can't catch them. They threw somebody's grandmother in the river.
She
That's-
died.
No, they got
But
her.
did
out,
she
but
die,
But did
though?
she
No.
die though?
Yeah.
But they threw somebody's grandmother in the river. Like
That's
it's
a
just-
mentality, and I don't blame World. First of all, Cool Q is my dude, and I appreciate what he allowed. But at the same time, he did glorify a lot of stuff, and I also blame a lot of things that happen in the world when it comes to terrorist activities, things like this, or snipers and shooters that go into school. I blame the media for that too. They glorify it. So now there's another person who's like, I want to be Insta famous too. I'm going to go in. And the way I know that's true is because there are people who have admitted to mass killings that weren't even involved because they wanted that notoriety. We've become a society where fame and power mean everything. And it's maybe because we feel insecure, maybe because we feel powerless, maybe it's because we feel more alone than ever in history, even though we're surrounded by all these
most
people.
connected, disconnected
Exactly. If we
generation.
loved ourselves as much as we loved our selfies, the world would be a better place. But we don't always see is everyone's having fun on the gram, but not in real life. When you go to parties now and people are just on their phone instead of actually talking to each other, taking pictures of food.
I had an
that
idea
they
to throw a
haven't
no
actually
phone
eaten.
party.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, that's real. It's just, it's a culture. And I'm not saying it's World Star, but World Star did make its name on this kind of video. We even, when something like this happens, the first thing is World Star. We throw out that YouTube didn't do the same thing. YouTube made it off cats and yarn and things like that. You know, and I'm not saying these same videos can't be found on YouTube, but it's not notorious for that. What World Star did is it did kind of glorify that. They do put together a segment that's even a bunch of these kind of films strung together.
Compilations.
And they call it, and it's the best of whatever happened that week. And it's usually this kind of
Violent
situation. It's kind of like I also blame Jackass for a lot of that behavior, the prank behavior that goes on, or the wildness. That was a big thing when I was growing up. It was Jackass, and then there were kids going around punching each other in the balls.
And that's how it is now with the slap cams and all that is Jackass all
behavior.
the way. Yeah.
So it's us. This generation, this is scary. It's scary not only because there's a 12-year-old that doesn't, like you said, understand guns and has possession of a gun, and this could have went really horrible, but the fact that this 12-year-old did that over a chicken, the chicken nugget, this isn't a 12-year-old. If he had robbed the McDonald's, I might have been like, okay, maybe he has a family and the family needed money and they've talked about it, and then he thought this was over a chicken nugget. This is a
That
kid.
is just now all white meat.
That's just now.
Yeah.
So what would he do for something else? But you know what else is sad? Even though we're focusing on the boy of the chicken nugget, that little girl is so used to this that a gun being pulled on her, she
Wasn't
could
a
just
thing.
push it away.
She
Boy, get
probably
outta
told
here.
the teacher the next day because someone said something.
I'm telling you, it's a respect dynamic. That's what that was about. Boy, stop.
Yeah.
Like,
It was nothing
What's
to
your
her.
little toy gun? He was like, "Pah! How fake is it? Run my
nothing
nuggets."
now.
You know what I'm saying?
He might have got my nuggets and my number because I.
That's how you get it. You want to dip it?
I blame World Star. My bad. I blame Kanishas. I blame the Kanishas of the
You know
world.
I got some.
That's
sweet
who
love.
does
I
it.
need a roughneck.
Every
Need a
girl
roughneck.
who's ever been attracted to the dude with the strap is perpetuating this, because this is why he's like, "Oh, I'm not only do I have a gun, I'm about to get buns."
If only
And you're
Chirac
like,
was
"Yes,
a better
you
movie.
are."
Yes.
If only Chirac was a better movie, because that point was actually fabulous.
Right. It's Kanishas of the world out there encouraging sex because somebody looks sexy to them with a pistol. In more crime news, 18-year-old Kamaya Mobley has been reunited with her biological parents after being snatched from her birth mother, Shanara Mobley, 8 hours after birth in Jacksonville, Florida, where all the crazy stuff happens. What's wrong with Florida? Gloria Williams, now 51, abducted the baby dressed as a hospital nurse. The kidnapping received national attention, even appeared on America's Most Wanted. Kamaya's emotional bond with Williams was evident at the courthouse when Kamaya was crying for her mother, referring to Williams, as she was kept without bond.
I mean, this is all you, because not all you, but you're the woman of the group.
There's
must know
so
what
many
it feel like.
interesting dynamics to this story because as a child, that is her mother. Even though she kidnapped her, it's not like a kidnapping story. Kidnapping is wrong, but it's not like she kidnapped her, mistreated her. They'd be like she kidnapped her and loved her, and what it was is she had a miscarriage a week
that's
before.
the mom that kidnapped her?
That's the mom that kidnapped her, and a week before she abducted this baby, she had a miscarriage. So not only do we have these two, her boyfriend, and he thought he was the father of this child, who was a father of the baby. He just found out this wasn't even his daughter. So he's having an emotional breakdown because his child has really been dead all this time. And this is your family. So if you've been kidnapped and somebody comes to get you 18 years
She
later.
was due to give birth, and then just
And
like, I'm just
yes.
going to come up with a baby.
Yeah, so she had a miscarriage, and so she
And
went
she already
and
had
took
her
this
own
baby.
2 children.
Yes.
And raised Kamia as her own. And the crazy thing is that
Is it Kamia or Kamaya?
Either way.
We're just, all right.
We're going on Kamaya,
Yeah.
tomato.
Right.
So Kamia's biological father had gone to jail for lewd assault on the mother because she was underage. Her biological mother was 15, and the biological father was 19.
And they called that lewd assault at the time?
Well, that's what they
Versus
plead down
statutory
to.
rape?
No, that's what it plead down to.
Okay.
It's less of an offense,
Gotcha.
but that's basically what the plea was.
Right.
The plea agreement was lewd assault. So he was in jail at the time when this happened, and this story received national attention for 18 years. These parents did not give up hope.
No,
They didn't give up hope. I mean, this is the scariest thing. That's why I wanted you to start, because as a mother, that bond between mother and child, right, especially right after you
Her
gave birth.
biological father was in jail,
Yes.
and the mother
For having the relation with the mother who got pregnant and had the child.
got out of jail. They both are grown 4 years apart, 50 and 48, 50 and 46, and they're still looking for their baby.
They're still looking for their
How
baby.
did they find her?
The interesting story of how she was found. It came about as like slowly just came.
She said
to
she
pass.
had suspected for
She
a
had
long
suspected
time.
for a little while, and then it came about. And she found
The daughter thought she was
daughter.
kidnapped?
Yeah.
Why?
simple little things like
Not looking like
documents,
none of the
not having
family?
documents, not
Oh.
having proper like identification, not being able to relate the story all the way through, birth certificate missing, things of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
made her suspect something.
Right.
But she
Parents
didn't
who
know.
just weren't.
She didn't know all the way what it was, but was sucked at the trial, and they allowed her. I mean, she was just crying, and she was like, "My mother's not a criminal. Please don't take her away," because she loves her as her mother. And it's crazy. As a child, I wouldn't know how to feel.
That's
I wouldn't know
actually
how to
there's a
feel
psychological term for that.
because I'm connected to you. But you
Stockholm
stole
syndrome?
me
Yeah, Stockholm syndrome.
away from my life. So it's like I hate you for
That's how
stealing
I
me
keep
from my life.
relationships, by the way.
Hilarious.
Wow.
But you love me. You know what I'm saying? She was treated good, so she had a good family. So where do you go? And then you got to reconnect to your family. And it's like you're 18, so you can still keep in contact. You're not going to cut off contact with this person. But they did steal your entire life. But then you got to go, well, with the 14-year-old mother and the dad in jail, did I have a better life going with it? You never have a better life being stole from your parents. But your life could have turned out different. So you don't, it's a lot of conflicting emotions,
Yeah.
a lot of conflicting feelings. And it's like, but technically these are her parents.
And Williams lived in a house. They lived in a house that was built for them by Housing for Humanity.
She had a better
Things like
life.
this.
She had her stolen life was better than her given life.
No.
On paper?
On
Sounds like it.
No, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't.
An
Technically,
underage mom and a dad that's in jail having birth to a newborn
Sure, but
versus a lady who
Miss Williams,
stole her and built a whole
that's
house.
what- she had a house built for her. They lived on government subsidies and welfare throughout her life. So it's not like she was.
This girl lived on welfare with the mom that stole her.
Yes.
Okay, so
I
either way, she wasn't about to be
whoa,
balling.
whoa. That's what we're not going to do to welfare. There's nothing wrong with being
There
raised
isn't
on
anything.
welfare. I was
Well,
raised on welfare, and I'm an amazing.
Well, we didn't say anything
but
was
I'm just
wrong,
saying
but
when
I'm
you go,
saying-
you don't
Why
say
are you
that's
doing
a
that?
because
Yeah, where
she
did that
said
come
Nobody knocked it.
yes. When you say, well, how does she have a better life because she was on welfare and everything
No, I
else?
said they built a house for her.
Yeah, but if you go,
He was saying they built a house so she had a better life because she had a house and a steady home.
I'm trying to figure out which set of parents was the welfare parents.
Yeah, but
then you just said that they were on welfare and they had a house built for them and they lived on
government subsidy.
They had a house built for her.
Yeah, but it's not like there would have been a different because if this is what he was
You eat
trying
better
to
on, listen, people, you eat better
I
on
love
food
food
stamps
stamps.
than you do off
That's
of
what
them.
he's saying. He's trying to say that if, for example,
They built a
Angelina
house for
Jolie
her. She grew up
kidnapped
on
me,
shrimp and steak.
I would have grew up better in Angelina Jolie's house
Okay.
than in my own house. Like maybe that would have been the best move for me. You know, so he's trying to say, well, this was an underage single parent. At least in this household, she had 2 siblings.
She was going to have
steady
stamps
house.
either way, really, based on what I'm hearing. The
yeah, that's
profile.
what I was saying. I thought you just said that
No,
they
we
were
weren't
on welfare.
knocking. Yeah, they were,
Okay.
but I'm not knocking what they
Okay,
did.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah, nobody's
I got
knocking.
offended real fast. I did.
Yeah,
huh?
that sounds like you know.
I did. I
Little
got
food
offended.
stamp baby. You
I
just jumped
know,
out and got
I
all
was-
mad.
I
I had the real money, guys. The bribes are purple.
I love Section 8. We had a 5-bedroom house.
Listen,
$32.
I'm
See?
really upset about that right now.
But-
So I probably grew up better in your household.
yeah, you might have.
That's the thing.
You know how to fight.
Yeah, that's the concept. Is
But the,
either way, these were her biological parents.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not about Miss Williams cared for this child, loved this child. She also stole this child.
Yes.
And she stole a life from her. This was she could have had a different life. So
she stole her identity. You know what I'm saying? Of really what it is. You stole her identity.
This is
You
her
stole
parents,
everything.
whatever
and
it
you
is.
devastated 2 people forever. Like
for 18 years, that
18 years.
emotional
distress.
because she was born in the kidnapping.
More people than that. How mortified would you be if you're the nurse that lost the baby?
Oh my goodness.
I just put a baby right there. What do you mean?
No, because she was dressed. That's
She
the
was
thing.
dressed
She
as
was
the
dressed
nurse.
as a
Right,
nurse.
but
came
you're
in
not-
and took the baby.
Yeah,
saying,
but there's
I'm
other
a nurse.
nurses in
that
there.
was helping. I just delivered the baby. Where
Yeah.
did it go? And stuff like that happens, especially, I don't know if you guys don't know this, but when my mom gave birth to me, they had lost the bands on me. And then they told my mom that I was too dark to be her baby. And it was the 80s. And I was dark and she was white. And it took her forever to get me back to my mom. And my mom was like, I know that's my baby. I just had her. I can feel that's my baby. And they wouldn't give me to my mom.
I
And
would laugh if right now you took a blood test and that was not your mom. And that nurse was like, told you.
Right.
Told you.
me and my mom, we all look like, me and all my siblings look just
no,
alike.
you guys do.
But yeah, it's devastating. And it's like, if I was the mom, the birth mom, I think I would have went to court and beat the brakes off the foster mom or whatever you want to call the stolen mom.
I mean, that's
Because you
craziness.
still want to put hands. Like you still have to go to jail. Thank you for you raised my daughter, you do other, but you still have to go to jail. And I don't know if the court is going to take into
They
account.
don't thank you for that. You stole my baby.
No, the court isn't going to take into account
the
the
daughter's
emotional.
feeling.
No.
Okay, she still gotta go to
She
jail.
stole, she kidnapped. It's going to be a
And
kidnapping
then you
charge.
lied and told
Kidnapping
somebody
is
it
a
was his
federal
dad.
charge.
The dad is like, he's all messed up because he thought he had a baby and his baby's been dead the whole time.
And children are really expensive.
Yeah.
So he even
Every
he
one of
broke
those
up with her.
dollars spent is fraud.
Yes.
Right now.
She owes him all that
Well,
money.
actually, when it comes to that, the government does not care about the father in a lot of ways. There are women who have signed someone up who's in the army or something like that on the birth certificate, and they've paid until they're 18, and they are not the biological father of their
Yeah.
child,
Right.
and they didn't even agree to it or anything.
What-
There are a significant amount of cases that of that as a precedent. So it's actually
Yeah, I'm from a military area.
So you know how that goes.
Yeah.
That can go very quickly, just like that, where
Super fast.
they sign you up. So
The crazy part is they look so much alike too. You wouldn't even be able to tell that.
I feel
one
like
her
you
baby.
start to look like who raises you.
Yeah. I'm about to go to Beyonce's and see if you want to raise me. Then.
Hilarious.
you
All right,
wanna
so
say
let me do this because I want to move on to this next story. It's related to football. An unfortunate twist of events. The Super Bowl 48 champion Seattle Seahawks will not be going to the Super Bowl this year as they came up short against the Atlanta Falcons 36-20. The story gets more interesting, and this really is the story. Rapper Future, who is, I'll just read it how it's written, who has been in a feud with his ex, Sierra, and her new husband, Russell Wilson, quarterback of the Seahawks. The shade is real, as the rapper sent his son, who's being raised with Sierra and Russell, a Atlanta Falcons quarterback jersey, so a Matt Ryan jersey, after the Falcons beat the Seahawks. And he wants to take his son to the NFC Championship game to watch the Falcons versus Green Bay, I believe it is. So, yeah.
and Atlanta. So
Yeah.
the shade is very real.
Oh,
Falcons-
that's the funniest thing in the world.
Right after, first of all, he showed up to the game and was staring down Russell Wilson.
Oh, and the Falcons let him come on the sideline.
They did.
Yes.
Of course they did. And there was
That's a
something.
head game.
Take his head out of there.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, right after the loss, he sent his son a jersey of a Matt Ryan jersey, who's the quarterback of the Atlanta
Do you know
Falcons.
how hilarious the petty level on this
The
is
pettiness
ultimate.
is-
This is like the ultimate
that's some
petty.
general petty.
But
Yeah.
when you put your arch
Major
nemesis
petty.
down there, that's like sitting your arch nemesis in the front row of your show, and now you gotta do your DVD taping, and you
I
gotta see
don't
this.
get why
moment.
there isn't like a restraining order. Like,
She just like there can't even
you
be.
play in the public arena. You can't just let this dude just be there in your face. Like, guess what, fool? Like, come
Yes,
on.
he can.
Here's
has he done?
why.
He's not threatening him. He's
Yet.
not. He's not.
He's got custody. He's
assaulting him.
around his son. You can't
He
just
has-
tell him he can't.
Yeah, because he's gonna act petty like this. What do you mean you sent him a jersey
that
of the
was
dude
the
who
case-
just beat me?
That was the case, then a lot of divorced parents would have restraining orders. So this is
Oh,
how
yes.
a lot
This
of
is how it
pettiness.
works.
This is how this is.
Sierra just
petty.
lost
and
the
he wants to
lawsuit
be
to him.
in his child's life, and he's actually, by all accounts, Future is a very excellent father to all his children. He's an excellent
That's not
father.
what his baby's mothers have put out there.
This mother has said
So-
he's a good father.
Okay,
and she
I'm
hates
about
it.
Until now,
Well, no.
She hates the pettiness. He takes care of his children. Now, some of the other
that baby
girls,
not going to no NFC Championship. If that's just as a Seahawk fan, no. You're not finna
the
go watch
baby's
the
gonna
team
be
that beat
there.
us.
They gonna be, the baby is gonna be
The
there.
Falcons gonna get beat by 18 to 21 points. So
No,
what
no,
is
no,
the point?
You didn't use the word lost in that.
Let me tell you
The
something.
Seattle Seahawks
Every
lost. They
time
lost.
he drop his son off, he gonna have on that jersey. Watch. Every time. And they gonna throw it away. He gonna give it another one. Every time.
Who do you think is gonna win between who's going to the Super Bowl?
I wanted it to be the Raiders and the Seahawks, even though that was impossible, but I still wanted it.
Okay.
Who do I think?
Do you know who's left?
Yes, I do know who's
Okay,
left.
so we got the Falcons.
I'm going with Packers Patriots. That's my,
Okay, we got Packers, Patriots, Falcons, and Green Bay, if I didn't say them already.
No.
Packers, Patriots,
You know, I don't
Falcons.
like Green. I don't like
You
Green
said
Bay,
Green-
so I
Green
would
Bay.
prefer.
And the Steelers.
Steelers, Pittsburgh.
I would prefer. I don't like Steelers. I don't like Green Bay because Green Bay messed us out of a Super Bowl almost 11 years ago now in the snow with them false calls. So I don't do Green Bay.
Pittsburgh did the same thing.
Yeah, so I don't do Pittsburgh.
So it's Atlanta and
Atlanta's
you
the
know,
only new
you guys, I liked Atlanta. I
prospect.
loved Atlanta. Mike Vick was one of my favorite players. So I'm always still liked Atlanta. So I would say Atlanta, even though they beat us. I didn't want them to beat us.
No, the
but I
team
would
that
go-
beats us has to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so-
because we're a Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
So if they can beat us,
They have to
they
beat
win.
everybody.
in 2013, guys.
What's 2013?
Eh,
That's what you guys won in 2000.
It doesn't- and
So
we
you
won in
don't think that
14.
we're going to the Super Bowl? I think
the
it's time.
Seahawks.
DraftKings. Another grueling fantasy football season has come to the end. How did you fare?
On DraftKings,
Did you dominate the competition and take home the top prize?
I definitely did not. I did not. I love DraftKings. I love DraftKings.
man.
It is a full-time job. Like, it is amazing. I love DraftKings. I love everything about DraftKings.
So you talk trash?
I.
Are
know,
you
I
in
didn't
for
even-
are you in for another off season of
I
trash
was
talking?
so close. I
Look
lost
at y'all.
by 1 point.
You lost your whole league by 1 point?
1 point.
No matter how you performed in your season-long league, you've got one last shot to go home a fantasy football champion. And it starts this weekend at DraftKings.com. DraftKings is the destination for 1 week fantasy football.
Yes, it
1
is.
week fantasy football. And they're hosting fantasy contests
Yes.
through the conference championship games this weekend. It's not over just because you didn't play already. You can still get in.
I know. I'm
My
gonna play-
boyfriend's in.
Get your
He
1
loves
point
it.
back.
It makes it the easy. DraftKings is the easiest website
Yes, it
to
is.
use. Like, it's so easy.
Oh, no,
it's
no.
user friendly.
Super easy. You
It's
pick your
amazing.
contest, draft your team, and follow the action live. That's it.
That's it. And it's fun. And it's like clean, wholesome fun. And you
bring
can play with your own
everybody
friends.
in.
And
There
it
you
brings,
go.
I
it's-
like it too because my
right.
boyfriend's always trying to get me in on it, and he's crazy about it. So
That's
I'm
all you got to do.
learning.
You can
I'm
renew
learning.
your rivalries, especially you
Yes.
with all your boyfriends. Wait, is this a new boyfriend?
Well, I have several boyfriends.
You're like, my boyfriend is playing. So,
Okay, well, the one I'm going to prom with. We don't need to talk about it right now.
Prom?
It's a long story.
did you have a time machine you came in here and did? Anyway, renew all your rivalries with your current boyfriend or boyfriends, with family friends, or even a group from your season-long league. Or you can just check out 50-50 contests where the top half of all entries
Yes.
win cash. That's the quick, easy,
Yes.
get your money up. This is the last time you can play fantasy football until next season, so make it count. Get in where you fit in. Don't let it end without you being
DraftKings does
being in the
everything.
pot.
You can. It's year round. So DraftKings is one of my. It's
All the
definitely
sports.
one of the, on my. When you go into my browser, DraftKings pop boop
Right
there.
away?
I love it.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to tell you how to do it. We're going to give you this call to action. Use the code GEEK
GEEK.
at DraftKings.com now and play free with your first deposit, excuse me. The code again is
GEEK.
to play free for your share of over $100,000 in total prizes. Only at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com. Minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions may apply. See site for details. I feel like when it's in italics, you got to read it fast. Minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions may apply. See site for details. DraftKings.com.
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 I don't care who wins the Super Bowl. I'd like to see a good game.
Yes.
I think the best game would be the Packers Patriots.
I wanted to see.
Battle of the
I wanted
quarterbacks.
to for sure see NFC Championship Seahawks versus Dallas, and then I didn't care what happened on the other side because it was going to be a rematch to me.
People hate Dallas. I've never seen any team. Dallas Cowboys are the Trump Kardashians of
Yes.
football. People just. I've never. This is the thing. If you're a fan of a team, it's because you want your team to win. When you're a hater, is when you just want a team to lose. And people
Yeah,
hate
like
on the
Bengals
Cowboys.
fans.
I'm from
Bengals fans hate
DC.
every other team.
I've seen that.
Bengals fans
Huge.
specifically.
Huge. It's huge.
That's like me. I only cheer for 2 college teams.
Who's that?
Washington State University and whoever's playing against University of Washington.
There you go.
That's hilarious. Like, a lot of people feel that way, but the Cowboys memes were out of control this week. Like, when the Cowboys lost,
I love
people
it.
went out of their way.
Best
and
one
used
I
their
saw
creativity.
was somebody took the Salvation Army thing and turned it into a trash can and had
Hilarious.
Ezekiel Elliott inside looking around like he did when it was in real life.
The one I liked was when they were like, "This isn't a logo; it's their rating," and it was the 1 star. People
Oh, shoot.
are just really creative.
My favorite one is that Keith Sweat. They were like, "Who Dallas play next week?"
Nobody.
Nobody.
That's
People are
outrageous.
just mean to die. And I'm a Washington, D.C. person. I'm a home team person. I like my Redskins. You know, I like the Wizards and everything that's home team. I just don't understand why people hate on Dallas that
I
much.
don't know.
All right, so here's what we're going to do because I think we're pressed for time. I want to do 2 more stories. One is this new... we're going to do this. We'll mention one real fast. Story number 5. First, for the first time in United States history, there'll be a Black Lady Liberty on a coin. The 2017 American Liberty 225th anniversary gold coin is the first in a series of 24-karat gold coins that will feature the coin in contemporary style and Lady Liberty as persons of color. Different colors, guys. Everybody gets one.
There'll be an Asian, there'll be a Hispanic, there'll be...
Yeah, it'll be Liberty. The
Ladies
coin
of
is valued
Liberty.
at $100.
I'm a coin collector. I have the Obama coins. I have a lot of other
you have
coins.
the Sacagawea
I want this
coin?
one. You know I got Sacagawea.
Because that's the only
My
person
mom
of color
collects
so
as well.
far. So that's
Yeah,
interesting.
my
I
mom
have the
collects coins as
Sacagawea.
well. She's all over this.
Oh, yeah, I love
This is going to be amazing. I'll purchase one. I don't even care about coins, but to me, this is just
I love it because a lot of people don't even know the original Statue of Liberty was black. Like, they don't even tell you
Yeah.
that in the history
Yeah.
books. You don't know. And they were like, nah, they gave it back and, had them send them a new one.
It's going to be interesting to me if this coin, which is worth $100, is going to go down in price just because it's black.
Oh, man.
It's possible.
Like food stamps? That is like,
Stop
this
that.
cool. This
No,
is a
the
$50
value
coin.
goes up the more rare it is. So this will be probably one of the most valuable ones. Plus, the girls will be going to the salon asking for that Liberty coin hairdo. But she is on fleek.
And I'm sitting here trying to look at
Can
the
we just
edges
be honest?
too. Like, did they
You
do
can't
the
see the edges. It's got a Snapchat filter on
Why
it.
does the eagle on the back look upset, though? Why does the eagle look like, shh? Like,
Forget this.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
She got the baby hair coming off the back
They
of the
did.
bun. Yeah, she thick.
They-
I don't
look at
even
her
got to see her
eyebrows.
body to know.
Look
She
at her eyebrows are arched. They did her eyebrows. They did
Yeah.
everything.
got the cheekbones right. That's a beautiful woman right
Yeah,
there.
it is. Yes.
I'll
I'm about
holler
to-
at her.
I'm coming in with the Liberties
Okay.
next time. They put the little curls
Let's
on the
have a
back.
little
That's
respect
my
for
You see
favorite.
him bouncing.
Lady Liberty.
You see the curl bouncing.
Let's have a little respect.
I love
for
Lady Liberty. She
Plenty
was
of
like-
I
respect.
thought you were going to say titties bouncing because that's what I was thinking.
Curls
Like,
bouncing.
she looked like she got some.
That's all we were going to say
You're
about
out
that
of
story.
line.
We're going to move on to our main man. This story is like juicy, so it's interesting to try and put this short. I think we should revisit this for next week. But essentially, here's the story. TV talk show host Steve Harvey was the latest celebrity to meet with President-elect Donald Trump and Ben Carson. Harvey told the press that President Obama and Trump's teams asked to meet, and he did. Harvey says that he had dialogue about black communities in inner cities. The Family Feud host felt that he walked away feeling like he had just had talked to a man who genuinely wanted to make a difference in the area. He felt that something really great could come out of this. So there you have it. You have Steve Harvey and Donald Trump.
But even that handshake is very telling to me. A lot of people feel that Steve Harvey sold out because of this. I'm not.
It's not a handshake. That's Donald Trump's hand and a little raccoon paw.
I'm not upset that Steve Harvey met with President-elect Donald Trump. It's when he came out with this message, and I'll
you.
recollect something in my mind that Malcolm X said in his speech.
I know.
Ballots or bullets. It was when he said, when the white man wants to take over, the oppressor, he invites the Negro leaders
To coffee.
to coffee. And the Uncle Toms go to coffee because you can't turn down coffee. And they come out and say, oh, but the master's good. Master's a kind man.
Yeah.
Because he offered them some coffee. And that's how they take over. Well, in that paraphrase, I feel like a lot of that happened in this picture. Now, I'm not so sold on Donald Trump's extent of racism. However, I do know that he sold his ballot and won his presidency with some inclination of racist rhetoric.
Yes.
Regardless if you want to
Inclination?
agree with it or not.
Look at my African American is not an inclination. Okay? Putting Breitbart in the White House is not an inclination.
Once again, I'm
not
going to-
denouncing David Duke is not an inclination. And Steve Harvey has no business validating him in this
Once
picture.
again, I'm
As a
gonna
member
take
of Omega
the
Sci-Fi,
side
I'm
of-
upset with Steve Harvey to the umpteenth of why would you put our frat out? Let the Sigma shake his hand
Don't be
first.
trying to put that over on us.
Let an
You better-
iota do it then.
Thank you.
This isn't a
But
fraction,
don't
this
have
is a
your
person-
ass out
It
there.
shouldn't be. It shouldn't have been Steve Harvey, who's in a lot of ways a self-elected healer of relationships, even though all his relationships have failed. And I actually really like Steve Harvey. I like his career. I like what he's done. I was not happy with his move to come out and say, let's all jump on this bandwagon, guys. I didn't appreciate that. I wanted him to be a little more critical.
No,
a
little
aggressive.
bit. They need to be so critical that this is an uphill battle for Trump and a downhill battle for everybody in inner cities who's already been going through some stuff. What they needed to do was come out with a plan and more than just talk. Don't go in and be Mr. I'm talking to.
Yeah, because
I think Steve Harvey's trying to make a play to run for office at some point.
Yes. This is my thing, though, and I'm not exactly sure who said it, and I think it might have been Dio, but I don't want to put it on anybody, but I agree with it so much. He has invited Kanye. He has invited a comedian. He's going after entertainers, sports, all these things, and that's how you see us. As you know what I'm saying? He was like, that's how he sees us as entertainers and
people for hire.
People for
Employees.
hire. Employees. That's what
He
we
hasn't
are.
gone after other leaders.
You haven't gone
Sean
after.
King hasn't been invited.
Yes, it's not like all these other leaders and things like that. It's people who are popular in the community and hip hop, pop, and culture, and you feel like that's who we are, and that's how you see us, and that's who you need to talk to. You know what I'm saying?
Is he really his next guest?
But it could be.
I was about to flash.
And just like I'm saying, he has been running his entire campaign as a reality show, shock value, things going on, and I feel like this is more a reality show by bringing in more entertainers, so everybody's entertained and watching, because more people are going to pay attention to Steve Harvey going than some leader from
Representative Joe Johnson from Illinois or something.
And so it's all, to me, it's just this crazy reality show. And even in other countries, they're running paper ads where they're talking about, they call us the Twilight Zone.
In Scotland.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. It is just, they just think this is a clown show.
Solely business-wise, right now, it's genius to have any type of contact with Trump. Good, bad, or indifferent. If your name gets said, everything sells out. John Lewis is currently beefing with him, and his book, his animated book, has gone
sold out.
His second book is the #2 seller. You name it. Every company Trump mentions either blows up. Well, that's a problem. But every company who blows up, every company that comes in contact with him either blows up or is a
But that's
wrap.
selfish, because it lets us just go. We're not holding him responsible for any of the things he said, any of the things he's doing, and it just drives me. It drives me absolutely crazy that they would go and just smile and meet and all.
No. People are holding him accountable. That's what John Lewis. That's why that's going on.
Even the pastor right now who's like, "Well, I feel like God told me to do the inauguration." No, you're going for the money, and is that money that you're about to go get going back into your community, going into your family, and you just listen to him give that speech, and you're sitting there going, "He's doing this for the money." And I don't have that. The Lord did not
Trump
tell you that.
Had to hire seat fillers for his inauguration.
Yes,
which is funny because people have been tweeting, "Oh,
he's online begging.
You're already helping the economy because my friend just got a job as a seat filler." There's a lot of things. He's having a very hard time getting
Best tweet I saw said,
to get there.
I'm not going to be able to make it to the inauguration because I have other things that are more pressing that I need to do. I'm going to have somebody scoop my eyeballs out with the ice cream scoop with diamonds on it. And I'll be blind for the rest of my life. But I have to do that because it's more important than being there.
That's the best tweet you saw?
Yeah, that was great.
Can't nobody show up and protest?
He's having a hard time just filling.
I feel like everybody should have went.
A lot of people voted for him. Now a lot of people don't want to be public about it.
Yes.
And that was the problem in the first place.
They don't want to be public about it.
The silent majority want to keep silent.
He made a great point where he was like, the same public opinion polls that show that people don't like me were also the ones who said it before the election.
Yeah.
He's going to ride that wave all the way down to when it's fizzled out because that's the way they sneak voted him in. And hack voted him in, sneaky hacking and all that. Now here we have him as president, and for the first time, I think in history, the protest against him being president is going to be bigger than the inauguration for him to be president. And that's what he's competing against. That's why he's willing to fill a seat. Because if one more head shows up from the protest, that's historic.
But that's the thing. People are very upset. He's having a hard time, as I said, finding entertainers. That's usually a part of the inauguration. President Obama had the list of people lined up. He had a pick of the litter.
No. You guys do realize there's a protest of the inauguration that's taking place the same day and the next day, the Black Women's Movement.
Yes, all that.
They got hella performers.
Yeah. Everybody else has performers.
I'm upset that I won't be in D.C. this weekend.
Man, it's going to be good.
Just to see. But also, I think it's going to be dangerous. This inauguration, there's a lot. The police aren't allowed to have body cameras because it's infringing on people's First Amendment right of protest, which could be a dangerous thing as well. But the ACLU and other lobby groups were the ones who sanctioned it. So we'll see what happens.
They should let all cameras roll and people should...
No. People want to be able to protest without being recorded because...
They put on a mask.
You don't know what... Well, you're not allowed to. But you don't know what the repercussions of it could be later. It could cost you a job. It could cost you...
Then you're not in a position to protest.
everyone should be in a position to
If
protest.
somebody
That's
gets
the point.
arrested and you're anywhere near it, you're on camera. Voila! There goes your right. Your First Amendment right is gone because you're an extra in this person's arrest picture. And plus, the cops are gonna be doing 360 spins. Like, we gotta get everyone out of here.
But you know what? The people
Show 'em
will have
all.
their cameras. Everybody out there gonna
You're
be
not getting away
Snapchatting.
with
and
it.
It's gonna be out there. And you know what? Sometimes you just gotta stand up for what you believe in, no matter what the risk. You're worried about your job
That-
and everything else.
that
But people
part.
are marching to Selma. People are being beat for all these things that have happened. So I know, as I feel like the African American community, we protest all the time. So that wasn't really to protect us because we have to stand up against injustice. And I feel like it's some people that don't really want to show that they're fighting, that those are the ones that are scared and they're in hiding. But no, if you think it's wrong, then it's wrong. I don't care what your boss says. This shit is wrong. So no, you need to fight against it.
Yeah. People march and they're in front and they're proud to be marching. We're gonna rap because that's where we're at.
Can we just talk about the Jays?
Can we
get
just
about
show
the Jays?
them? Okay, we'll show them.
Can we just show the Obama Jays?
Here goes.
And he's gonna be
Nike
protesting in
presented
those.
President Obama with his own Jordan. It is incredible.
Can we buy
Well,
these?
Dexter Fowler from the Chicago Cubs, since they won the World Series, they get to visit the White House, and he got them some Air Force J1s. Like, those are real. Those are J's. They have a signature. They had they're
Those are what those are the fours.
Those are the fours.
Yeah, those are the fours. So, where's the signature at?
The signature is right on the side, right above where the white bubble is.
Oh yeah, I see it.
The white bubble?
Right above
Like
the white
right
bubble.
here?
Exactly.
Ah, okay.
And it's ingrained. It's the Barack Obama signature because it's public. The president's signature is always public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they engraved it. It's immaculate.
The box it's in is.
Yeah,
I just want the box.
Yeah, you know he's a hooper, so he's about to get down in those.
I don't
hope
know.
he marches.
he's not
Jays
playing in
Jays
those.
aren't good to ball in
Oh,
anyway.
okay. Well, is he going to the inauguration?
Fours
of
were
those?
though. Like these aren't bad. These aren't that bad. They didn't get
I'm not a fan. I'm not.
ones. That's exactly how you tear your ACL, MCL, spine.
Like, people die.
Obama's gonna need Obamacare if he does that. Anyway, listen.
There's
So
no more Obamacare, so
well,
talk about that one too.
well, let's do that next week. Let's go circle back around and talk about Steve Harvey some more. I am disappointed, but I
No, we're just disappointed.
well, I'm disappointed.
That there wasn't more. I wanted more from him. Steve Harvey, I want you to attack Donald Trump the same way you attack men and women on your show when they have a bad relationship. Like, go in there and have some questions and have a plan of action and what they should do to fix it and how we should get there.
I
Don't come out
just
and try to
feel like
sell it to me.
yeah, that's it. Don't come out of the room that I wasn't able to
Yes.
go in and tell me he's good, man. I feel like I just had a conversation with somebody who genuinely wants to make it. No. We genuinely want to make a difference in our
Yes.
community, and you should have come out with that notion and a stern accountability for the president. That if this does not happen, it does not happen soon. Here's the repercussions and consequences from our community. Not only that, if Trump's going to be talking to people about fixing our communities, why not have it been somebody with a history of being a community leader?
Yes.
Steve is come on. What realm is that?
The realm of we're only entertainers. That's what we are. We're entertainers.
Steve
and
was
we're
one of the
workhorses,
last
and
people that
that's
should
it.
have been in that room
Yes, he
talking
is.
about some inner city development.
Steve Harvey's an
Steve
important
Harvey
person,
has had, but he's had the station in life to already be helping the inner city community.
you have representatives that you needed to talk to first.
Yes, you did.
Ma-
And
ma-
said him
many.
and
Lawmakers,
Kanye
you
West.
had
Many. Then he's at John Lewis's neck saying he's not doing anything for his community. You talk to Steve Harvey as if he's doing stuff for the community and told John Lewis he needs to get back in his own community.
Come on
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
That's real.
I've
That
been
is
Nate
real.
Jackson, man. You can catch me at Mr. Nate Jackson on the internet, NateJacksonComedy.com. Make sure you click like, subscribe to the channel, leave comments below about any of the stories we touched, the other people on the show, these beautiful people, inside out, mind, souls, body, spirits, Tehran Van Ghasri.
At I am Tehran all across social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and also I want to wish everyone a good Friday this Friday because remember Ice Cube's. I had a good day.
Yeah.
This is the Friday.
Yeah,
This Friday
yeah.
coming up. So I just want to make sure that's a
Hey.
thing.
And Kanisha Butts.
They figured that out. They figured it out.
Kanisha Bus, Kanisha, is comedy on all social networks. Please check me out on All Dev Digital, Sirius XM, and if you happen to be in Vallejo, California, this weekend we will be filming a comedy stand-up special. Me and
as
Nate
in
Daniel
both
Jackson,
of us.
Outbound Comedy. So hopefully
Yo,
we
I'm
can
really
catch you guys
in
there.
nothing right now, bruh. I'm not in anything.
Shout
with
out
you
to
guys.
Monique Renee. She put it
Yes.
together. She's the executive producer. This is her dream, her baby. I'll be hosting and bringing up some of the funniest talent of today and tomorrow to come rock the mic. Tehran, we'll loop you in. We'll get you on
can
a
I be on
show.
Teron, you can be in these draws if you're
I
trying to
be
get
in?
into something.
Look at that. Get you a little teapot.
Hey.
He wants a little teapot, short and stout.
You know I know how to sing
One
that
in
song
your-
in my
and
in
one
Dutch.
for
Okay,
your
we're good.
mouth.
You guys, headlines with headliners. Catch us every week, please. Thank you.
Spell
Oh,
independent.
I won't be here next Tuesday,
on.
by the way.
Tell
Either
me
will
for
I.
it.
I'll be in Kuwait and Abu Dhabi. Where are you gonna
Okay.
be?
Oh no, that's not. That's next Tuesday. INDEN. I gotta see
All
it.
right.
Okay.
INDE. I gotta see it, you guys.
Okay.
This will take forever.
You guys have a blessed day.
INDEPENDENT. I told you I have to see it, you guys. I can't just say it.
You got it.
I give it up.
I love it.
I had to look at it.
Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.